You unlock your phone to reply to one message. 27 minutes later, you're watching a stranger renovate a cabin in Finland, and you can't even remember why you picked up your phone. If that sounds familiar, here's the disturbing part. Your phone isn't just stealing your attention, it's exploiting millions of years of human evolution. Every notification, every swipe, every recommended for you was engineered to trigger instincts that once kept your ancestors alive. And the scariest part? Most people think it's a lack of self-control. It isn't. By the end of this video, you'll understand why putting your phone down feels almost impossible, and why your brain never stood a fair chance. Think about the last time you picked up your phone. You probably had a reason. Reply to a text. Check the weather. Look at one email. Something that should have taken less than 30 seconds. But 30 seconds somehow became 30 minutes. How? Because your phone isn't competing for your attention. It's competing for your intention. Every time you unlock it, you're dropped into an environment where hundreds of companies are fighting to keep you there. One notification becomes another. One video becomes 5. One search becomes an endless stream of recommendations. Before long, you've completely forgotten your original purpose. And that's not an accident. It's the first trap. Your brain was never built for infinite novelty. Imagine you're one of our ancestors walking through a forest. Every unusual sound, every unfamiliar face, every unexpected movement could mean food, danger, or an opportunity. Paying attention to something new wasn't optional, it was survival. Your brain still works exactly the same way, except today. Instead of hearing a rustle in the bushes, you're seeing hundreds of new videos, endless headlines, breaking news, and trending topics all arriving every few seconds. Your ancient brain can't tell the difference. It simply keeps saying, what if the next one matters? That's why scrolling never feels finished. The slot machine in your pocket. But novelty alone isn't enough. The real trick is uncertainty. Think about a slot machine. If it paid every single time, it would become boring. If it never paid, nobody would play. The excitement comes from never knowing when the reward will appear. Social media works exactly the same way. Maybe the next refresh brings an exciting message. Maybe someone liked your post. Maybe there's a funny video. Maybe there's breaking news. Maybe. That uncertainty keeps your thumb moving. Not because every swipe is rewarding, but because the next one might be. Here's the part we rarely notice. We think our phone steals time, but time isn't the biggest thing it takes. It steals attention. And attention is where life happens. Conversations become shorter. Books become harder to finish. Silence starts feeling uncomfortable. Even waiting in line becomes unbearable without reaching into your pocket. Eventually, your brain begins expecting constant stimulation, and ordinary life starts feeling boring. Not because life changed, but because your brain did. Most people think the answer is more discipline. It's not. If self-control were enough, billions of people wouldn't be struggling with the exact same problem. The better question isn't, how do I become stronger? It's, how do I stop fighting a battle designed for me to lose? Turn off unnecessary notifications. Make your phone harder to reach. Create moments where boredom is allowed to exist. Because boredom isn't your enemy. It's the space where creativity, focus, and real life quietly return. Your phone isn't evil. It's one of the most powerful tools ever created. But like every powerful tool, it shapes the person who uses it. Every swipe is a vote. Every notification is an invitation. Every hour of attention is something you'll never get back. The question isn't whether your phone is changing your brain. It already is. The real question is, who's in control? But if notifications were the real problem, turning them off would solve everything. Yet millions of people still unlock their phones even when nothing buzzed. Why? Because after a while, your phone stops being a response. It becomes a reflex. Think about how often you reach for it. Waiting for an elevator, standing in line, during commercials, at a red light, even in the middle of a conversation. Most of the time, you don't make a conscious decision. Your hand simply moves. Psychologists call these habit loops. First comes a cue, a moment of boredom, an awkward silence, a tiny spark of stress. Then comes the routine. Unlock the phone. Open the same app. Swipe, scroll, repeat. Finally comes the reward. Maybe it's a funny video, maybe it's a message, maybe it's absolutely nothing. But your brain doesn't need a reward every time. It only needs to believe one might be waiting. And that's enough to keep the loop alive. Over weeks, then months, the behavior becomes automatic. Until one day, you catch yourself holding your phone with no memory of picking it up. That's the moment you realize you're no longer using the phone. The habit is using you, and the companies behind these apps know exactly how to strengthen that loop. Which brings us to the most powerful weapon in their arsenal: uncertainty. Your phone was never just another invention. It's the first machine in history that can follow you almost everywhere, learn what captures your attention, and compete for it every waking moment. That's why this isn't really a battle against technology. It's a battle for the one thing you'll never get back: your attention. Because where your attention goes, your life follows. Every conversation you half listen to, every sunset you miss, every idea interrupted by another notification. They seem small on their own, but together they become the story of your life. Your phone isn't evil. It's simply doing exactly what it was designed to do: keep you looking. The real question is, are you still choosing where your attention goes? Or has something else started choosing for you? If this video made you see your phone differently, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's always saying, "I'll just check my phone for a second." And if you enjoy exploring the hidden psychology behind modern life, subscribe. Every week we break down the invisible forces shaping your mind, using psychology, neuroscience, and philosophy to help you understand not just how your brain works, but why. Until next time, protect your attention. Because in a world where everyone is fighting to capture it, it's the most valuable thing you own.